What makes our programme special is that we truly want to deliver a fellowship. We want our fellows to have the freedom and resources to create their own education programmes. We want them to feel supported and mentored, and we do this by providing you with a supervisor in education as you expect in clinical work. We also want you to leave us feeling like you've been trained, and we do this by sending you on courses and inviting experts from the world of education to come teach you. We hope that you'll join us next year.
So, alongside your key responsibilities as an educational fellow, there's quite a lot of freedom and support and encouragement to pursue individual projects. And so, you've got a lot of space to do something of personal interest. You might bring a skill set in, you might have worked on something in the past and want to develop it further. There's very little restriction, even in terms of your target audience, whether you want to do something for the undergraduate medical students or the postgraduate or doctors in training, even allied healthcare professionals. There's no restriction. The idea is that, come forward with a project proposal, let's talk about it and let's see how we can make it happen. So there's a very can-do attitude within the educational department, and it lends itself to a great opportunity. So, the number of projects you want to take on, the type of projects you take on, is really down to your own initiative, really. I took on 3 projects this year. One was an ultrasound guided vascular access course here, which developed from postgraduate doctors. We're now doing some undergraduate teaching, and also allied health professionals have really grown. But a lot of freedom for me to kind of explore how the format, what kind of facilitators I would use, and exactly what the learning aims and objectives would be. Another project I'm working on is, taking students to the Gordon Museum in London, and it will be a really different environment for learning. So, like I said, actually, it's a great, broad, open opportunity. So, I'd highly recommend utilising it.
The thing I've enjoyed the most about teaching the UBMS students has been having the autonomy to design and create my own lessons, and being able to use different resources to teach the students. It's also been really lovely to get to know a really small cohort of the students and get to see them develop and learn new skills over the course of the past 6 months.
I think the most rewarding thing for me about teaching St George's students is witnessing and being part of their progression to being future doctors. I think when these students come to us, so to Stoke Mandeville at the beginning, this is their first clinical placement, so they've never been in a hospital before, and for many of them it's also their first time in the UK. So I think this is quite a daunting experience for them, and there's a lot for them to learn, but they're really keen to get stuck in and be involved where possible. As an Ed Fellow, so in my role, I teach these students at least once a week, and this is for a period of up to 6 months. So I think for them, we are the constant that they see week in and week out. Depending where they are in the hospital, we're still present. And I think through doing this, really appreciate how much they have grown in terms of their confidence has developed, but also their knowledge and skills. And I think being a key part of their progression has been very rewarding.
Hi everyone, I'm Deepika. I'm one of the Education Fellows, and I spend the other 50% of my time working as a plastics doctor. The first thing to say really is that this year has been lots of fun, and I feel that it's been really helpful as well for me to develop as a teacher and as a clinician as well. A large part of my role has been teaching the Oxford students, and that's both the Year 4 students, who for most this is their first clinical placement, and the Year 6 students who are preparing to be foundation doctors. In terms of what I teach, it's very flexible. It's largely led by the students themselves, and I always tend to send them an email in advance to find out what they don't know and what they're really struggling with. The topics that we've done this year have included things like fluid prescribing, ABG interpretation, and also how to manage deteriorating patients.
So this fellowship program is not a regular teaching job. It's a fellowship in the true sense of the word, and what this means is that it's focusing more on developing yourself and actually learning what you want to do, and working more on more personalized projects. So you get more free rein. You're not just there to deliver teaching, you're actually working on designing teaching and choosing the topics you want to talk about, choosing the format that you want to deliver your teaching in, and you're given free rein of what you want to do. This is a truly unique chance to do this. And the thing I have been working on myself is the IMG program. So IMG means International Medical Graduates, and this is people who have graduated or studied medicine before coming to the UK. I'm personally an IMG myself from Egypt, before I came to the UK 3 years ago. And I'm sure you're aware a lot of IMGs struggle in the beginning with the UK and the NHS system, and that's why I wanted to design a program to support them and to let them ask questions and to sort of form a network for them to feel supported. And that's what I have been working on. So it's not just an undergraduate teaching fellowship, you're actually teaching postgraduates as well if you so desire. And during this I've actually created a website, a YouTube channel, we have a body art program, we have every 2 weeks we have a forum session, we have a drop-in sessions, we have communication skills workshops, IMG SEMs and so on. So I've actually designed the whole program, and I've been very supported by the team here to do this and to organize all of this. And that's why this is a unique opportunity to actually develop what you want to do and to work on things that you are interested in and are passionate about. So I really encourage you to think about what you want to do and to try to seize this opportunity, because it truly is a unique chance to develop yourself and to become a better educator.
The thing that I've learned from teaching SEM skills to students is the value of debrief. During my time as an Ed Fellow, you're given one-to-one tuition on how to appropriately debrief people and really get a better depth of conversation after any skills or simulation. So that's been my one take-home message from my year as an Ed Fellow.
MERU is a 3 to 4 month course run by the Medical Education Research Unit at Imperial College London. It is delivered weekly and is designed to give clinical teaching fellows some core skills needed to progress and excel in a career in medical education. It gives you opportunity to become accredited with the Academy of Medical Educators in time for any potential specialty applications. And it is great to have time within your working week specifically dedicated to your own learning.
One of the things I've learned is that education here provides a lot of opportunity for innovation and freedom. I've had so much fun developing some of these teaching sessions, and one of the things I've loved about being an education fellow is that we're given a lot of freedom in how we deliver our sessions. Working with simulation, for example, has been something that's opened my eyes to how far we can take innovation in teaching. Another thing I've learned is that organisation really is key, and being organised at work goes a long way and helps run a smooth teaching programme. On the back of that, I'll come to say that I've begun to appreciate just how well supported we are. The admin team really are the backbone of this programme, and how well organised everything is allows this programme to run seamlessly, which gives me the freedom to invest more time into teaching. I'll end by saying that the learning does not stop. I've realised there is much to be learned from our students. The way I've delivered teaching has probably changed over the last 6 months, and I think that's been through learning. Also, when teaching on a topic, I'm finding that I'm expanding my knowledge by doing a lot more reading around the subject. And I've learned to take on teaching topics that I'm less familiar with, as being out of my comfort zone is probably when I achieve growth the most.
My name is Jessica and I'm an Education Fellow at Buckinghamshire Healthcare Trust. I've been working in an Education Fellowship here for the last 2 years, and alongside this I'm also in training as an Obstetrics and Gynaecology Registrar at 50% less than full time. I chose to stay on in my education role after my first year in the Trust for a couple of different reasons. Firstly, I found it really rewarding teaching the students, and I really enjoy watching them grow, develop, and to have a passion for my subject in the same way that I do. Secondly, I've really enjoyed the fact that this fellowship is a training programme in its own right for medical education. The team here put a lot of effort into making sure that we're receiving training in how to be educationalists. In my second year, I've been given the opportunity to pursue some of my own interests within medical education. So, for example, I've become a trained educational supervisor and personal tutor for some of the University of Buckingham students. In order to help support me in this role, I've done a coaching and a mentoring course, which have both been really valuable. It's been really fantastic to have mentors in education helping to support us in this role in the same way that we would have in our training jobs.
Describing this year in one word, I'd use the word rewarding.
Awesome.
To be rewarding.
Rewarding.
Eye-opening.
Rewarding.
Stimulating.
Good luck to everyone who's applying this year. I hope that you enjoy it as much as I have.